Disco Elysium. We're in the thick of it now. We've been playing this for ages. I feel like we're really starting to get into stuff. It's going to be getting spicy. Cool. Oh, will this be the last session to finish this? I got no idea, to be honest, but it feels like we're really getting there because we've been playing it for ages. I'm going to be cheeky watching a little bit of Dota on the side. Team Secret are playing in this major. This game's going pretty ham, to be honest. But I want to get grooving with Disco Elysium. It's already 8 o'clock. Oh, I feel like press that continue button. We're going to be getting into all of it again, aren't we? I remember everything that was going on. Last time it was like an 8-9 hour session. A lot happened. At the same time, do I actually know what we are doing now? Alright. So, that's right, we were going to get our gun back at 10 PM. But that was sort of our next main thing to do at 10. But it's like midday, it's like 12:30. So I think we've just got a lot of time for activities to sort of do whatever feels good, man. And that we would do. We're sort of going from the bottom up and seeing what we could actually do. That's right, we're going to sing karaoke at night. I've still got no idea about this secret passage. So we can't get in here, can we?
You see, a heavy... It could be connected. The Cobalt Blues, old Cobalt. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The door does not...
We can't get through that door. No idea what the victim's tattoo is. We just need to find a person. What does it do with that? Do we have to question someone, or do we have to, like, have it in our hand or something? Or will the prompt just pop up? What was it again? We took a picture. Kind green ape pen. This.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. From the right shoulder to the solar. It almost looks like the electric for you to someone who...
Someone. I feel like we will just need to talk to the right person. There'll be a prompt or something. Don't worry about that. I sort of just refuse to do that. I don't want to do that. I feel like it's just going to cause trouble, whatever this weird quest is. We've called Alice so many times. It's been a day. It's been days. We're not getting any leads on this armor. Go double check. Yeah, it's just going to be a chill day walking around. We've got a little bit of money if we wanted to buy some clothes or something.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 50. Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know 57.
In the cabin.
When will there be word? I've had that for ages. That's not going to happen. We've got some speed on it, but we're just going to take speed when we actually need to. When necessary, we're just going to go around sniffing speed for no reason yet. I thought we did talk to Kuno about who put clothes in the trash. Didn't we exhaust our dialogue with Kuno?
The afternoon sun shimmers off the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something
Yeah.
murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Won't it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
This tech talk is really rubbing me the right way here.
Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18GU engine on the old Caprice 40.
That's what? A 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile. Unsuccessfully. He does like his car, he's proud of it.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
A fine machine. Rub your hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot. It's a bit girly right now. Fitted with some proper off-road components.
With a winch and mud tires, we could take it off the beaten path, Kim.
We are not going to, though, because this is clearly a sports motor carriage.
Okay, let's move. Took definitely being distracted by Dota. Puppy's gone ham. It's Crystal Maiden. One of my favorite heroes. Is that it? Sort of just bragging about the vehicle.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Talk to these people, they were very unpleasant. Guess we'll go and see if we have actually exhausted Kuno dialogue. He's kind of bored now, he's got no body to play with.
Fuck does Kuno care?
What
Kuno
exactly was it that I wanted to push Kuno about the armor? Oh, the clothes. Victim's clothes in the trash. If we
Fuck
hit one of
does
these, there might be
Kuno care?
more dialogue. I want to discuss the body with you again.
The fuck about it? Your test. Get lost.
I have more questions about the crime
Yeah.
scene.
The
here we
kingdom
go.
of Kuno. The fuck do you want with it?
The dead man's clothes are in the trash container. How did they get there?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
I need to know. It could lead in the it could be a lead in the investigation. Someone may have tampered with the murder scene.
Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Wait, I asked you what happened to his clothes. You must have seen them lying around.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Alright, entertain me. What's so great about these pants?
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists. Believe it, you need this shit.
He unzips his jacket to give you a quick peek at the plastic-wrapped pants. They are graphite black and look brand new.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot.
I might be interested in the pants. Let's talk about this later.
Alright, Pico, shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. steal your money, Kuno!
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now.
There was also a mug in the trash.
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again?
Yes. Does this quaint, better not taken out of its historical context mug have anything to do with it?
Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker
I forgot to put
because
that.
he's the clothes fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno! Speak louder, Kuno!
That's exactly what I'm saying, Kuno. Someone has tampered with the crime scene, cleaned some of it up.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
He nods in approval.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting two and two together here.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno! They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching! Get away from my Kuno.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face.
The ladder. Ever climb it?
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
So you would say that the ladder is unclimbable?
Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
Kuno knows the ladder is unclimbable.
So he wouldn't have been up there.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
What's in the greenhouse over there?
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Hold on, the gardener used to work there?
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
The gardener? She's actually not a gardener. Turns out she's a union fixer.
The fuck does this have to do with the Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't
well,
fucking care.
that was more dialogue, but I don't really see what that got us too much. Analyze Gary's composure to find out if he's hiding something more. God, I gotta remember who all these people... Who was Gary? I remember who Gart is, and Kuno. Joyce's info on the lynching. That's another one. Yeah, we need to talk to Joyce as well. I have no idea who or where Joyce is. We've talked to so many different people. I haven't always totally registered their names. Who was Joyce? There's no way to sort of go back and check, was there? The jam is to report back to Joyce. Everything's Joyce. We need to find this Joyce pretty bad. The special borscht. I did sort of talk to him. He said it's full of vodka. We were like, cool. I don't know what else there was to do with that. And the wall. Add more beauty to the wall. Which I think we could do that as well. These are not all particularly important. The wall. It could be done. Find one armor piece. You really just want one piece of the armor. It's enough. That could be anywhere. In order to succeed, getting the hangman's boots. The body has to be down, autopsy has to be finished, and Kim has to be absent. No, Kim's already taken the body away, hasn't he? Didn't Kim drive the body off on, like, one of the first nights, once we got it down? I don't know if we can physically do that. We could do this quickly now, return to morale. He's, like, just over here. Keep an eye and ear out for whoever the hell Joyce was. If I get super stuck, I probably wouldn't be too mortified if I just Googled who the hell's Joyce. Are you a Joyce?
Yes.
It's a horse-faced
it?
woman.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
Oh, his friend is Gary? I think that guy's Gary. It's Morell. So I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
And one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow?
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Sure, that's logical.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You shouldn't correct them.
Of course, more clever.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
It's not very scientific to reason backward from a conclusion you want to be true.
I appreciate your concern, officer, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional.
Cool.
This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Who would want to steal the locusts?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently. Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity?
58%. To develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts. We're -1 because we insulted Morell. I think we've already got our interfacing gloves on. Do we have any other interfacing stuff? I don't think so. But we've gotten so much new stuff. I've got no idea. Interfacing. Nope. We'll just roll this. I'm not too worried about this whole
Hello?
side quest line thing.
Lena and I were just discussing.
Consider the
Cool.
way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy.
Back to it's always back to Kuno, isn't it? I hate talking to Kuno. I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
Oh, my dear Morel, you've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up. Like, what do we call him? A hooligan and a gremlin.
Delinquents, my favorite.
It doesn't sound like it's really his favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
This is a slippery one. He may respect the law, but mostly wants to pass under the radar. You won't get a chance to talk after you walk out of here.
Gary.
He hasn't been particularly forthcoming before.
Gary's sus?
He may well still be hiding something. After he's left, it's too late.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks at his tea. Has Gary been sabotaging it or something?
Morel, it's been fun, really. But I need a bath, and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologise, Gary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
He keeps the language unemotional, but it's in there. Disappointment. The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
Have you noticed anything off about your friend Gary?
No. No, of course not. Why?
Are you sure?
Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home?
What you doing, Gary? What's up with Gary?
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Composure. Clinking sound. What's that clinking sound again? Did he... Oh, that was from earlier, yeah. Morel felt Gary's weird. Right, composure. What did we got for composure? I think we got a bunch of stuff for that, yeah? Shirt. Dynamic windbreaker surf. It's a jacket. Wow, look at it. Stylish. Composure. Yeah, we've got lots for composure. Cool. How composed are we, I guess?
Always a pleasure. I mean, officers.
83%. Let's go.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other.
Is he wearing the
resembling
armor?
Pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
Wow, what a dick. He's had the armor the whole time and that was the clinking sound. I hate this Gary. He's been lying to us a lot. He's been jacking stuff from the crime scene. I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
I took the hangman's cuirass. I didn't mean to.
Didn't mean to, what, you tripped, fell, took off his armor and put it on?
God damn it, Gary.
Why, though? Why walk? It would be incredibly uncomfortable. There'd have to be, like, a reason.
I know.
Shame on you. Give the cuirass to the officer at once.
The woman looks at you, her eyes soft and pleading. The other two are cool. It's just this Gary. At least he's admitting it and apologizing, you know, so we'll give him a bit of a break.
Gary didn't mean to interfere with your investigation officers. He's just thick-headed and poor as dirt. But he's always helped us, given us a place to stay. And he's followed Morel into God knows what jungles.
He's a loyal friend.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
He's a scaredy cat.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
You think messing with a crime scene's not going to give us trouble and get you in trouble?
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man.
Yeah, Jesus, it was
all
that
my
as well.
officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
This is all he knows.
Give me that armor, now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. Cool. One skill point in the bank, we'll keep it for now. So is that actual armor? Look at it. +1 pain threshold, +1 volition, -1 empathy. We can wear it under the jacket. Armored up. We're ready for war, ready for combat. We're pimped.
The white ceramic cuirass hugs your torso, shielding your vitals without adding much bulk to your form. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
Decked out in future armor, like a cop ought to be.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you. You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability.
This is the long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it, I must study it.
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design.
Cool. Armored up. So what were we normally wearing? Our patrol cloak was just 2 +1s. It's pretty good. Yeah, we don't really have a good hat anymore. Nothing else in here is a hat, is it? A silk scarf. It's a neck. Let's keep all this stuff on for now. Looks like a pretty good fit. Alright, well that got a bit done. Was there still talk to Kuno about... There's a bunch of weird stuff we could do. Call Jamrock Public Library. Do we have the phone number for that?
A police badge on which you see the photo
It's
of
a badge. What are we looking at? A library card. Postcard. Folded library card. This is it. Doesn't look like a card at all.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased. Whoever owns this, most of these,
Looked at
if
this
lost,
stuff before.
please
We've
return
got a
the
phone
card
number.
to the library. Dial 005 02 55 211.
I can't really remember where they were. There were two phones we could use. Can we just use the car? Get patched through to it? I think so.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is
Radio.
precinct 57. How may I assist you?
41st station, so Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer.
Oh, that's right. Last time we called after hours.
I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on a Billy Mejean, a reader.
Billy Mejean, you said.
Mejean.
Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Mejean's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other that's his? I was like, oh, it might be one of the apartments in that building. I remember the building. Is that actually his apartment, though? Do you have any other information on Billy Mejean?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Mejean? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
So Billy Mejean is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing? The blue coat?
1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Okay,
Happy
thank
we
you,
could
that's
help.
all.
Goodbye, officer.
So do we
Anything else you
question
need
the
from me?
smoking guy, or do we go talk to that lady? I think we know who the wife is. Or is she gone? Wasn't she hanging around here? I guess she's moved on.
It is such a pleasure to see you again.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Might as well just try this. What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud? Composure. Didn't we have a bunch of stuff for composure? We just did this. It's a little tedious having to go back and forth with these clothes. I wish they would mark them in some way. 'Cause every time I got to go one by one. What was composure again? It's the shoes, wasn't it? I've still got them on. There was one other thing. The shirt, the jacket, that's right.
It is such a pleasure to see
Yeah.
you again.
Not you, old man.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do for you?
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why are you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
So who was working your shift that night?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. I'm going to say this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
I'm not sure why we're talking about it so much.
He's not going to become an entrepreneur.
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Got it, thanks.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud?
Still,
Serious?
all you see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with a civilian attire.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer? We still have a game to finish.
Bodied on the 72%. What were we doing then? Billy Majine's apartment to deliver the bad news. I guess we'll go do that. So I'm pretty keen to talk to Joyce. And we could run around like a lunatic. Okay, I'm going to deduce something now.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Yes.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Fine, do better. Do something about me.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Wait, how do you know I'm usually not?
Because you usually aren't.
And I'm having a grand time.
I sure hope you are, sir.
She rubs her red nose.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. There's something you're missing.
Suggestion. What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar? Back to it. Anything we got for minus suggestion? +1 suggestion.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, so you know me? We've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week, sir. Sometimes without your shirt on, asking people questions. I haven't really understood what about.
Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
I doubt that.
No, you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
So, why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Fair, fair. Thanks, I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Cool. She's alright. A bunch of this stuff we're doing is pretty pointless.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biography.
Still don't have a map. Do any of these say Joyce? Nope. You were Joyce?
Hello again,
Cindy the
officers.
Skull.
Have you come to admire my mural?
Cindy, I'm going to need your paintbrush.
What for?
For art. It's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
To be honest, I haven't really thought of anything yet, but I'm sure I will.
Then you have time to find your own
I shouldn't have
fucking
said
brush.
that. To crush a man's dreams like that, I hope you're happy.
There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
Oh, that's not very artistic. Do you have any idea what happened to the hanged man's armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Wait, don't you want to know how I knew to ask you?
Not particularly. I want to keep this as brief as possible, you see. I want to return to painting the world red.
Look at this. Piss and fuck told me.
Fine. I don't care about those wannabe skulls, and I don't care about your armor.
She doesn't want to sound surprised at anything you say.
Isn't armor art? Art for the body?
All right, Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
I know a little girl in the village. Little Lily.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armored hands. If you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
There weren't any other small girls in the village.
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Cool. I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Dude, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And that's a red check as well. Conceptualization.
Give me a moment.
Looking for Billy Majon.
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Majons in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
This one? This has normally
A
been
weathered
great.
brown door.
This is it.
The number reads 20.
20.
Something smells good. Soup allons, yo. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door.
No, this is going to be brutal.
This is going to be so hard.
Oh. Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
This is sad, this quest.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
Oh, she's in there making dinner, listening to music and stuff.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Majon. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's...
Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
What if I don't want to do this?
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
All right, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Hello? Who is it?
A voice calls out from the other side of the door.
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Majon's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously.
Come in, the door is open.
A chalk-drawn height chart for children's growth over the years. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the walls. The clock is ticking away with an odd cheerfulness. Its ticking makes you anxious, rings hollow in the room. Textbook for high school. They got kids and everything. Don't mind me, I'm just running around your apartment looking at stuff. Some leftovers kept warm on a stovetop. Smells like buckwheat and onions here. Packages of humanitarian aid macaronis. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings.
It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before the smile vanishes from her face.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. Condensation from stepping inside.
Thanks, but I'm alright.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face.
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
We can go straight into it. +4 Kim is here, identified a bunch of stuff. Woof. You live here with Victor, your husband, right?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
How old are your daughters?
Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month.
And where is everybody? I don't see anyone home.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
She swallows visibly.
No.
He still hasn't come home? Distracted by Dota cosplays on at ESL Malaysia. The cool Marcy.
Vi, do you have any news?
Remind me again, what was he wearing when you last saw him?
His old leather jacket.
Can you describe it?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so...
What about the inner lining?
Yes. The lining is
Blue.
hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
What was the name of the library?
Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at Mayro Street. I don't know the official name.
Central Jamrock Public Library?
I think, yes, if that's the one on Mayro.
It is.
What was he supposed to do in the library?
Just to return a book of mine. Why? Why all those questions, Detective? Did he...
Was it The Glinting Curve by M. Thibault?
Yes.
Thibault? She becomes unsettled as she says that, her forehead scrunched up into a worried expression. I feel like we've talked to her enough. We've got to give her the news at some point, yeah?
Her hands across her chest.
83%. I feel like we just got to get to it a little bit. It's a red check. Can't be retried. 83%. I don't want to talk to her too much. Like, it's getting a bit too much. At some point, we got to break the news, and she's starting to get sus. You've got a solid 83%.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Do we just say, ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Majan, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
Your husband, Victor Majan, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh.
She touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater.
Oh. But he was just...
She looks at the kitchen table, where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What if it's not even him? Like someone stole his coat and his card and stuff.
What happened to him?
She turns to you. Her neck and cheeks are covered with red blotches. Her double chin is shaking. It was an accident. He fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Alcohol may have played a role, yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
It couldn't have been long.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress. The handkerchief.
Here, take this. Give her the lieutenant's handkerchief.
Yes, thank you.
She smiles a small, terrified smile, then wipes away the tears. She looks disoriented.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
Oh. The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly. She's devastated enough as it is, but having to tell the kids.
Unreal.
This game is brutal. Are we having a fun video game experience with this thing? It's so brutal.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow. You got to give yourself a bit of time.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
She nods, but with a wretched expression.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
She rubs her face, runs her fingers over cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
Again, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
Set the library card by her, leave the room. Brutal.
You did well.
The lieutenant says as soon as you've left the apartment. The balcony feels cool and quiet with a stunning view over the district. Nod. What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
What else can we do, really? Streamlabs is updated. It's all weird now. That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
Right. This is closed then.
Let's go.
Only 10 XP for all that. Hectic. Well, I really want to find this Joyce. We can just run around like a lunatic and try to find it. It won't take too much time if we just run around in real time. Considering it's a Tuesday thing, Joyce she wouldn't have been over the other side. She would have just been wherever we could access on the first day or two. So I guess we will take it from the top. Joyce is a lady's name, yeah? She wants to tell you. We haven't talked to that many female people, have we? Where could she have been? Joyce, Joyce, Joyce. I keep just thinking of Joyce Myers from Stranger Things. I need to make sure I look around in sort of an organized manner. Not skip spots, we'll start from the room. We'll do a hard save. If I do run out of time, figure out where this person is. So the lady up top was that Klaasje, yeah? Klaasje. These people aren't Joyce.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
We could try this again. Esprit de Corps. Gorgeous station. She's with him. Do we have more Esprit de Corps? I'm going to get distracted by talking to people and all the new dialogue as well. It's a little tedious doing this. Every damn time. But it makes such a difference. Like, it's worth doing. That's another jacket. They're all jackets. So we'll put our main one back on.
Again? I can't
There's something strange about this guy. Figure it out.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? From another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the...
He pauses.
To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
41st?
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
He gives you a long, meaningful look and adds,
Somewhere good.
Let's talk more about that hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned.
Okay.
Shouldn't he be reading this? Oh, the hypothetical 4-1? Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy, you're not busy, let's just play around. I'm sure that's said with a lot of sarcasm. So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Like, you seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
No, you wouldn't cramp my style at all.
Okay. How about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then?
Do you have a crime to solve?
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
All of this is just sarcasm here. He's just being a dick. He's been a dick to us the whole time. I think he's just being a dick.
This isn't helping.
She says, shaking her head and looking at the man with sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but... police officers.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and And get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung.
The far-out son of Lung? Who is the far-out son of Lung?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Want to tell me more about him? Or her?
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Is that all? I can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
His grey eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
Indeed. I know, super weird.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
I was thinking the same thing. I should just ask him if we're from the same station.
Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He shakes his head, looking like he really is having trouble believing this shit. Look, I just have to ask, are we from the same police station?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Okay.
Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
Okay then, see you around.
Yes? What is it?
Look, something is really bugging me. Are we or are we not from the same police station?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
She looks at you apologetically.
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates? That's not possible.
And are all these exhausted?
What precinct?
Am I from?
Fucking deranged.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying...
Seems so.
Hey, was there something...
Well, well. Bringing in that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
There's definitely no one upstairs, is there? It's just that one lady. She's not Joyce, is she?
I've got nothing to say to you.
Doubt this chick's Joyce. She never really had much for us.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in?
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
Yes. No, I meant the physical reality.
I don't know. What about it?
Where are we?
We're in Frit
No, I meant where are we on a larger scale?
as mankind, or as a nation, or...
What will her essay prompt be?
As a nation. It's a weird conversation.
We're in...
She rubs her face, thinking.
We're in a transition. You know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy, all that stuff.
What time is it?
I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
What is the revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy.
What about the one we had here in Revachol?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean.
The coalition, what's that? Someone told me there is one.
Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore.
Cool.
Got 5 XP. It's pointless. Anyone too important up here. We spoke to them on Tuesday. I don't think they'd be in up the back there. It's just this big guy. See anything new for us?
You'll raise the
A lorry stuck in the windows are clear.
We've talked to her. She's just some lady.
Lohman.
There's a chance Joyce could have moved on to like a different area or something. I doubt she's like over there anywhere. Let's look around through the apartments. Talk to Kim.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach they, classier as we've come to suspect. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job. Good.
There's no one else really in this place. Someone's washing dishes. There's someone in there.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place.
There wasn't anyone in here last time, was there?
From seeing no answer.
I know you're in there.
That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
Not a sound. Even the darkness is holding its breath inside the apartment. As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
We should leave and go talk with Evrard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's...
So if you go all the way up around, it's sort of just, there's the crazy dude in the container, that light guy, the rich light guy. There's that guy sitting up the top, and then there's Evrard. Well, there's a chance Joyce may have moved on to a different area. Dude, I might just look it up. I might just quickly do a cheeky. Run around like an idiot
That
forever.
ride is fucking lightning.
Hey, piss. Look who it is. Shrunken cophead material.
Oh, okay, I'm glad I did. Okay, I did cheat just to look it up. Because she is in a funky little spot, isn't she? I completely forgot about her. She's the lady on the boat. Alright, I cheated. I googled because I was not... We're talking to so many people trying to remember who that one specific person was. Not even going to remember how to get to that spot. It's the lady on the boat. That's who we need to talk to. And that was near... something, wasn't it? It wasn't across here. Or was it? Yeah, she was in a weird spot somewhere in a boat. But I think that was before we walked across here. Yeah. What was that spot again? Cursor going. Joyce, Joyce, Joyce. She was by the water somewhere. There's a general direction. How the hell did we get to her last time? Maybe she was over the other side. Well, if we follow the coastline, we'll surely find something. Down there, this is it here. So what was I missing? I kept walking up to here. I forgot that you can walk over here. This is it. This is what I was missing. Cool, there should be a lot to talk about. Finally, Joyce.
You're back.
Oh, look at it all. We got so much to talk about.
What can I help you with?
Find this person. Start from the top, I guess. I spoke with the lorry men at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are those eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Really? I like it when Kim jumps in. Our authority is saying that we should do it. I'm going to whiz out and let Kim do it.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
What was that about, a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
So this is all pretty important stuff now, I think. Small-scale civil war.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in her and deployed a private military contractor. Is that the guy who got killed? A momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply an opening gambit, like you suggested, or a joke even. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
Alright, you can be Frank, but can I still be Harry?
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
And the armor and everything.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put...
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
They are armored up, geared up.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Oh, we've got our badge and name now.
All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Should I show her our badge? And we should clarify maybe the badge and name thing before we go talking about other things.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
I found my badge, by the way.
By love, you did.
She inspects the piece of blue power elastic, her eyes scanning from left to right.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter? Of course. Of course. How else can I help?
There a lie? I feel like one of these had more questions.
Of course.
Yeah, here.
Anything to help.
What can you tell me about Krenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Downwell, Krenel.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eendracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I would be dealing with a group like Krenel.
Could you contact the company? Tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Let's not mention it and see what she says. Don't mention it. And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely.
Lely.
His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret of her voice, to her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
Everything she says is pretty by the book. Like, she seems to be pretty honest and helpful. Seems like it's in her best interest as well that we solve this thing and don't let the whole strike go down to get too much crazier, I guess.
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Okay, well, that's mean, but...
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Vigilantes. Where do they get the authority from? I mean, they probably don't have authority if they're just vigilantes. Vigilantes. The RCM gets its authority from the Coalition. Where does theirs come from?
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
97%. Where are these mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Yeah, that's some info.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
South of the roundabout. Is that the one that we broke into or something? No, in a building. South of the roundabout. One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbour gates, the scab leader. That explains why his clothes could barely fit.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Oh, I want to, though.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
I had another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There is a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Now can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like vias on a microcircuit?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Semnes Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
Maybe it's a record of his military career?
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
What is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
Encyclopedia is telling us pretty strongly not to push this. We could mark it down, but just not do it, but keep it. I imagine it'll just go in our journal. I feel like I'll say I need the information just so it goes in our journal, and we just need to remember that we might not actually do it. Surely at some point we're going to actually talk to these other two mercenaries. I need the information. Mark it down. Ask mercs about tattoos.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security, but if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare.
You have?
Oh my god, look at this.
And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I have the feeling the international community does not approve of him.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Oh, that guy sucks. I'm definitely picking a side. I'm everything against Everard. Everard can shove it.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself.
Worm.
However, if you felt like discussing something... How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
We've sort of already done some of these things. Weren't we meant to ask her about the gun as well? So we've got to question how much we want to point out. I think she already knows our gun is missing. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling.
Is he cranky we said that?
He's able to contain the anger and surprise. When I said, be wacky, I didn't mean
I shouldn't have said.
wildly,
Okay, we shouldn't have said
grossly
that.
irresponsible and
I've got to
damaging
go with
to
my
the
instinct on
RCM.
these. That was a pretty stupid thing to say.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose
Maybe
their
she didn't
guns.
already know.
They then go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Hey, if she's got any info on it, at this point I don't care. Everybody knows I'm an
Incredible.
idiot.
Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
Oh my god, yeah, we've dug ourselves in deep with this one. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Let's just say no.
Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else?
He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my. A real door?
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
I think we're telling her way too much, but she seems cool and Everard seems to suck. So I don't know. Is she going to end up screwing us? It was nothing.
Of course. The RCM has the right to inspect any premises. How else would you catch the bad guys? The information was useful, I hope.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Yeah, I'm saying dumb
Frankly,
things here.
what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal. And it was not for nothing.
This seems serious.
I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This
Yeah.
may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Oh, dearie. Let's just bail out. That's all I've got to say. Union's militant wing organized the lynching. Everard said the Wild Pines sent mercenaries after the Union and now instead. That's all I've got to say. Let's bail out.
Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about.
Try the envelope, but I don't know. All of this is going pretty bad so far. Should we just bail out? I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course,
Backtrack.
Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Okay, let's just bail out. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in. No, we've already said too much spaced out stuff to her. Did we get any good leads or info or anything though? I guess we did get a bunch of info. Is there anything else I feel like that chalked off our things that we had to talk to Joyce about? And this is all stuff we haven't really looked into too much yet. This is ask when we don't have Kim. Claudia told you she can't talk about him now, but you need specifics, height, build, etc. to confirm your autopsy. If we're done here, I might take a really quick break.
Back. Good. What can I help
And then
you
we're going to have to go through this journal and do whatever feels good, man. Until 10 p.m. We've got stuff to do at 10. We've got karaoke to sing tonight as well. We've got our sad song. We're all ready to do karaoke. So we've got cool stuff to do tonight. We're just sort of going through the journal and doing whatever we can, or whatever looks good to pass the time. But making progress. Saying a lot of stupid things to people, but making progress.